Hail, keepers of the flame, I am with you in the flesh. And by that I mean each and every one of you, for I am truly in your hearts this day. And in you I count my blessings. Won't you be seated? And indeed I count my blessings. For in the long history of nations and planetary spheres, it is not often that such an one as I should discover such as ye are, to provide a chalice for my appearing in this octave. Blessed hearts, your devotion does make up for 10,000 cowards and 100,000 liars and 1,000,000 murderers that one can still discover on this planet. But yet, I choose to see the violet flame springing up everywhere you are. Oh, beloved, if you could see how when you walk, it is impossible for you to shake the flame that attaches itself to your blessed feet. And so the elementals are fascinated by this process. And so they run after you, trying to figure out why that violet flame keeps walking with your shoes. Blessed ones, some of you have a single or 5 or several permanent flames that literally do walk with you, signifying that you have built a momentum for that sustaining power. You may see as though you would fill in the violet flame in the center of your tube of light. That certain momentum of giving the violet flame decrees does result in an action whereby the holy angels of amethyst and Zadkiel respect that devotion and that commitment to freedom, and therefore you experience that the flame does not ascend to the level of perfection each 24 hours, but is sustained, and this is the true meaning of attainment, that you keep those flames. Now you have discovered a new meaning of the calling to be a keeper of the flame. I will tell you this, beloved, because each one's portion is precisely according to his own work, his own devotion, his own love of the harmony of the seventh ray. It does signify then more than a decree momentum. though that is a fundamental requirement. It does signify, beloved, a quality of the heart, a magnet of the heart that is mercy's flame, and thereby you are establishing here below in the heart center, the heart chakra in the secret chamber of the heart, even a momentum of the great central sun magnet of the seventh ray of mercy, the quality of your heart's own mercy, and thus those single flames rising from beneath your feet are, as it were, satellites to that sun. Beloved, therefore, a cosmos may see, for the manifestation of light tells the truth and never lies. You then can know that the more you give to that mercy flame, the more you call forth the violet flame in love, the more you will fill in, as though filling in a tapestry or a numbered painting, you will fill in the violet flame within the tube of light that is an expression of your God mastery on the seventh ray, in contrast to being the sending of your I am presence and holy angels in answer to your call. Blessed ones, we have emphasized and we do continue to emphasize throughout these hours together the path of victory and God victorious overcoming in each one of you personally. First and foremost then, unto those who are the disciples of the living light, a planetary home must be a springboard to spiritual victory. Since that victory is always won in world service, we quickly turn your attention to those endeavors of greatest need, which when you engage in them do accrue to you as the greatest good karma that you can earn in your time. Surely it is then the preservation of the flame of freedom that is definitely a threat to every fallen one and denier of the light on this earth. Just how great a threat that is, you can only understand by gaining co-measurement of just what is the alignment of these individuals to the hate and hate creation of the fires of hell itself. Thus, beloved, I should bring to you then in this hour a report as to the results of the use of my violet flame cassettes by one and by the many. Blessed ones, first and foremost, the greatest good has come to the individual supplicant himself. Therefore, to those who have so loved this ritual, there has been an increase of transmutation, and I have seen to it, as you count me as your master and friend, that that violet flame that you have invoked has been directed into the most resistant and recalcitrant pockets of your own subconscious, especially into those conditions of which you have been the most desirous to have removed. Therefore, in some of you, a hearty amount of karma has been balanced. In others, hardness of heart has truly melted around the heart chakra. There has come a new love and a new softening, a new compassion, a new sensitivity to life, a new freedom, and a new joy in pursuing that freedom. There has come about a holiness as you have contacted through my flame the priesthood of the order of Melchizedek. There has come a melting and dissolving of certain momentums of ignorance and mental density, and a turning toward a dietary path more conducive to your own God mastery. The violet flame has assisted in relationships within families. It has served to liberate some, to balance old karmas and old hurts, and to set individuals on their courses according to their vibration. It must be remembered that the violet flame does contain the flame of God justice, and God justice, of course, the judgment. And thus, the violet flame always comes as a two-edged sword to separate the real from the unreal. Thus, when in the presence of the violet flame, there is a chemicalization, not only within one's own members, but in and amongst those who closely serve together in their families, in their mandalas. And therefore, for some it has caused permanent separations, and for others, a more profound and intimate love that issues from the spiritual fire itself, delivering many of the baser pulls into the pitfalls of desire that do come forth from the lowest levels of the astral plane, those momentums which you have long outgrown, for which you have long paid the karma, but yet had not quite cut the tie that has bound you to the lower levels of existence. Blessed ones, it is impossible to enumerate exhaustively all of the benefits of the violet flame, but there is indeed an alchemy that does take place within the personality. The violet flame goes after the schisms that cause psychological problems that go back to early childhood and previous incarnations, and that have established such deep grooves within the consciousness that in fact they have been difficult to shake lifetime after lifetime. The violet flame is a considerate flame. It is a loving flame. It is a grateful flame. It is a flame that has its own momentum of self-luminous, intelligent substance, containing and embracing the very knowledge of alchemy itself. It may be difficult to understand how a flame can have consciousness, but remember, a flame is the manifestation of God. A flame is the manifestation of all who have ever served it, even as a mantra embodies the momentum of all who have ever given it. Thus all who have ever served the seventh ray and embodied that flame have contributed to it those qualities and momentums of the God consciousness that serve all who will ever bathe and bask in it forevermore. So you become, in the giving of this flame, for some of you as you have never given it before, truly a part of that universal body which we call the entire spirit of the Great White Brotherhood. Blessed ones, I can only say that if you could see what inner progress you have made, you would not cease in the giving of that violet flame tape as often as possible. Not necessarily all at once, but if you make the effort, those segments of time in the day, you can endow them with that flame, and therefore, as you should come to understand, whatever time of day you invoke a flame or perform a service, it does tie into your astrological clock and karma made at that very same hour throughout history. Thus, at different hours of the day, when you are communing in love with God or rendering your services, you are endowing the earth on those lines of the clock with a tremendous momentum of light, as well as clearing out your own electronic belt. I have told you that wherever you raise up a violet flame pillar, I shall be there, and I have set as the minimum time of the fervor of your violet flame decrees to be 15 minutes. If you can concentrate upon me, and the violet flame calls for 15 minutes, beloved, you will know that I shall be there. Obviously, beloved ones, this must be in divine harmony, in love for the violet flame, in love for all you know. And remember, Father, forgive us. Father, forgive us our debts, even as we forgive our debtors. If there is any part of life whom you have not forgiven for any wrong against you, real or imagined, you limit By that very resentment, by that very withholding of forgiveness, the amount of forgiveness you can receive for any and all karma. Thus it is true, beloved, that the violet flame will not transmute in you what you have not forgiven in others. Therefore I do recommend fully a true and profound heart of mercy. And this is one of the most important gains that has been gained by many among you, a deeper sense and a deeper ability to fully forgive, because you have tarried long enough in your decrees to experience the very transmutation of that hardness of heart, that resentment, even that envy and pride that has caused you in the past to withhold the full cup of forgiveness. Beloved ones, others have gained a merciful heart simply out of gratitude, of experiencing just what the violet flame and God in that violet flame has been doing for them. There is no question that there has been a step up in the activity of the world action of the violet flame with a new cassette, and has assisted you mightily already in absorbing the light of this conference. You will understand, beloved, that victories upon victories are experienced and won by millions of life streams upon earth daily. And if the recording angels could recount to you how your prayers have played a part in that victory, you would surely even give more hours to that calling. I will tell you, however, beloved ones, that in the etheric retreats where you study in each 14-day cycle, you are shown the filigree thread of light that emits from a heart chakra filled with mercy's love. And some of you have seen where there have been a number of threads so great as to not even be possible of counting. And these threads of violet flame, almost as a gossamer veil, have gone directly to the hearts of life streams all over the planet. And you have observed these threads, almost as fine as hair, being as vessels, even as veins within the body, carrying a continual flow of violet flame that has enabled individuals all over the world to rise up, to accomplish things they have not accomplished in many lifetimes, to experience hope and healing, and a new desire to find God, to be free, and to stand for the cause of freedom. It is the constancy of this flow of light that is both beautiful and touching to behold. Beloved ones, in a small way it does show you just what our Lord Gautama does for every life stream upon earth, as he does maintain a cord of light tied to the threefold flame of every heart on the planet. Understand then that in so ministering with the violet flame, and so being diligent of not wasting the moments of the clock, you can in 15 minutes a day have me with you, and in my presence with you, deliver a momentum of violet flame to many souls upon the planet. Therefore, because you have so raised up that light, and I can be a pillar in your presence when you have done so, I could literally say to you this evening that I am here in the flesh. Now you understand what it means to achieve a oneness with an ascended master. And surely, beloved, as I read your hearts and auras, you do know what has happened in your life to increase God good, to feel a greater sense of harmony, dignity, and inner peace. The violet flame gives that, and that peace, beloved, enables you to face a future without fear.